Good afternoon, Sue.
Hey.
Welcome back to Highlights. It's the end of March, getting ready for April and all the things that are going on.
And it's cold.
Yes, and it's cold. But before we get started with our Highlights show, we are very fortunate today to have Sergeant Camillo from the Littleton Police Department, who is the COA representative with the police. And he's here with Amy D. Michelle, and we're going to talk about the check washing scam that's going on in Littleton and around the towns. So we'll kick it off with, I guess, Amy. She wrote an article for the April broadcaster, and she'll go over that, and then we'll have some conversation.
All right.
So Amy, you're up.
Thank you. Yes. So yes, I've just heard a little bit more about check washing scams. Recently, they've done news broadcasts on them, and I've heard of some residents that have become victims of it. It's easy to happen. People don't understand why it's happening. It's an older method that's like coming back. So I just wanted to make sure that the public was aware that it is in fact happening in Littleton. It's easy to think when you're hearing these things on the news that it won't happen to me, it's not going to happen around here. But nobody is necessarily safe from these, so it's just good to stay vigilant and make sure that you're monitoring your accounts and that your checks are clearing to the appropriate people.
Okay. And how do we, when we suspect something, what's the first thing we should do?
Monitor your accounts, I would say, is
Right.
making sure that if you've written out checks and you haven't noticed that they've cleared, is contacting your bank and just seeing if it's like pending. If you don't have online access, you can call your bank, and I'm sure that they can walk you through it. Did you have any other suggestions?
Yeah, and I think the other important thing is that if you do put checks in the mail, just be kind of vigilant of when you put it out in your mailboxes. I know in town they've implemented a special device that doesn't really allow for phishing scams that we were having before that we've seen. I know that's around here. And if you do suspect that, you've been, compromised, contact the police department, have us file a report, and we'll try to follow it up from there.
I used to put my checks out in the morning before the mailman came. Put my little flag up.
Yep.
No more. After reading the article and what's in the paper, no, I won't do that again.
Yeah, your best bet is probably go to the post office, or like I said, the town right outside. You put it in the mailbox there.
Right.
Like I said, they put a new device in there that helps stop.
Yeah.
It's
It's
not
hard.
guaranteed.
It's hard to put your mail into that one, but
Yeah.
I can understand
Yeah,
why it's
because we were
easy.
having a lot of problems with that at one point. So
Wow.
that's
So
why
they were
implemented it.
out of the old mailboxes that you could just pull down. They could.
Yeah, they had
fish
yeah,
in
they-
and get-
basically, yeah, they
Really?
put something in there to retrieve the envelope. So,
That's amazing.
They'll
I
do
mean,
anything, huh?
yep.
Can you explain how you can protect your check?
Well, and I think like Amy said, just really watching your accounts, seeing what's pending, kind of staying on top of that is.
Wasn't there something when we met and had a coffee about writing over where you put your name and address?
Yeah, just writing over it again, just to kind of outline it. That'll help assist with that.
Okay. Yeah.
And there is certain pens that you can get that actually have it on the packaging that it's not able to be chemically removed from your checks.
Oh.
So that's another method that you can use, because each pen has there's a certain chemical that can remove them, but there are gel style pens that will say on the packaging that they are not able to be washed.
So they're using chemicals to erase what we write,
Yep.
so that they can write what they want to write.
Right.
Yes.
And they'll just zero out the numbers and put whatever numbers they feel is
So
necessary.
they
for them.
can. So it really is, like you said in the article, check washing. They are washing with chemicals off what I've written.
Yes.
Okay.
Your signature stays.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
signature
Yeah.
stays. They take off the person who you're paying it to.
Yep.
And they take off the amount, and then they write in their own name or
So they're also
Not their
erasing
name. They're not going to
the
use
words
their name.
$2,000 and writing in those words differently too.
Correct.
And I think that Sergeant Fernandez had even mentioned to that effect. He was saying that the more you fill in, the better. Filling in all the lines, not leaving
Right.
lots of spaces.
Don't leave spaces, right? I remember him
It makes it
saying
more
that.
difficult for them to do.
That's, I mean, that's obviously
amazing.
Right, there were so many scams out there, and that one just seems so strange to feel they can get your checks and wash them. And then, of course, there's all the other kinds of scams and phone calls that you get and emails that we have to be careful of too.
Correct.
Yep, and it's more about being informed and just knowing what to look for,
Right.
which is why I thought it was important to do the article, not to raise everybody's concerns on high alert, like
Right.
you're going to fall victim tomorrow. It's more just to be aware and know that these things are happening, and they are happening close to home.
They are happening in
I had
Luncheon.
no idea that anything like that could be done or was being done. So when we had that coffee, it was like, whoa, you know, and it is important because there are a lot of seniors who are home by themselves.
Yep.
And they don't have anybody to bounce off what they hear or what they see, and they do fall victim innocently to things like this.
And probably more seniors don't use online banking or something that keeps you away from writing checks all the time. And they do put them in their own mailbox with the flag up, which is
Yeah.
not a good idea.
And it's, I think it's more or less a concern for that if you're, like, don't do it after the mail's been picked up.
Right.
Where you're leaving
Don't-
it in there overnight.
Overnight, yeah.
Right.
You know,
Don't-
if in the morning before it gets picked up in your home, you're gonna, you can see if somebody's
Right,
walking by
don't
your
leave it out for a long time. Don't
Right.
put it out in the afternoon for tomorrow's pickup, yeah. That's,
It's so hard to realize how you have to protect yourself from so much today. It's just so different. You know, it didn't used to be like this, that you had to watch out for every little thing that could come back to haunt you.
Yeah, it's just really about just being vigilant. And like I said, if you think anything's, amiss, call us, call the police department, speak with an officer, even if you're not sure. And you have some
non-emergency
questions.
line.
Yeah, the non-emergency line, that's important. But yeah, definitely give us a call, we'd be
Or-
happy to help.
or if in your neighborhood you see somebody checking out mailboxes.
Well, no, that's important too. We get
You know.
we get a lot of calls on that, which is great.
Yeah.
It's great that people are aware and are being vigilant about that.
Right.
Because that's exactly how it happens. So.
That helps too, with all kinds
Yeah,
of.
I've called at least once, if not twice, on a weird phone call. And you guys have stepped up and come right away and told me, yep, that's a scam.
Yeah.
Let that one go, so it's a good way to just make sure.
Yes.
And never, never, never give out your banking information or your social security
No.
number, ever.
Ever. No, I don't even, no, I do know my social security number. I was going to say I don't know my number, but I do. But yeah, no.
Yeah.
And we were talking earlier, if you get one of those, a suspicious kind of email that says, this amount has been charged to your account and click here to confirm. No.
Yeah, never.
Call the number on the back of your card.
Yes, never what they give you to call, or people fall victim to that as well.
Yeah.
And you'll even get a phone call on your phone when they'll say, well, call us back at this number. It's always good to research and get the number off your bills and call
Yeah.
them directly.
Right. I've done that. And most credit card companies have an email for you to forward it to, I've found.
Yep.
They'll say, send it to phishing at, or scam at, or whatever. And that helps them too, so. I think we could maybe do a whole show on all the kinds
There's
of,
many.
There's many scams out there,
Yeah.
the many scams that are out there and that everybody has to be aware of. But seniors are the most vulnerable, I'm afraid.
Well, it's because they can easily get confused by the questions that are being asked, and once you hear that your account has been affected,
You panic.
You
you're
get
on high
scared.
alert,
Yeah,
and then
you get
you're
scared.
I need to rectify this immediately, and you start talking to the person that's on the other end of the phone, but
Right.
they're not hang up and call your bank.
Right.
always hang up and call your bank or call the account that they're referring to. If they're referring to like a Visa card or a MasterCard that's not affiliated with your bank, contacting that card
Right.
company is the best option.
Right.
Just don't give out your personal information.
No, don't
That's
do
the
that.
biggest takeaway,
Right.
I think, from this whole meeting is just never give out your personal information, date of birth, social security number,
Yeah.
Right.
credit card
Bank.
information, bank information.
Yeah, and because they always say, it seems like on those kinds of calls, well, we need to verify your credit card number. Could you give it to us? Like,
Yeah.
no, you've got it.
You
I don't.
have it, yes.
Yeah, you read it to me, and I'll tell you whether it's right or wrong.
Correct.
Right. You don't need
Yeah,
me to give
you
it
don't
to
need
you.
me.
But you fall for it quickly if you're not really thinking about it. Yeah.
I did that one day. Somebody called and said, I need your credit card number. Could you verify it? I said, yeah, you tell me what you got, and then I'll tell you whether it's right or wrong.
Exactly, yeah.
No. I said, yes. You tell me what you have. I can let you know whether it's right or not. So, yeah. It's frightening
Yeah.
to lose all your money real fast.
Oh, I think you could. I mean, and with this, you could,
Yeah, really.
check washing one, you really could lose a lot of money
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah, so like with the bigger amounts, I believe the banks typically notify.
Yes, if they see a big check,
Yes.
they do.
I know
But-
for the people I'm aware of that have fallen victim to the larger amounts, they've received letters from their banking institution notifying them of it because it's overdrafted their account. And they called immediately and went in and they had to change all of their account numbers because obviously they had access to them.
To everything.
So it's a little bit of a process, and Detective Fernandez spoke to the importance of involving the police department so that there is shared information and able to make sure that it's brought to justice and rectified.
And has anybody actually gotten caught for doing it?
Yes, they have, but it's really hard to track down. It's very minimal information that we
Right.
get. You know what I mean? But I know that our detective bureau is good about following up and really tracking the case to the best of their ability. So we try to stay on top of that.
Right, but of course, like we said, they're not going to put their own name on the check, so it's not as obvious, and
Right,
it's
or
hard
if
to
they go,
track it down.
even now with direct deposit from your phone,
Yeah.
they're not going into banks, so not necessarily that they're being caught on camera. Everything's being done from, phones that they buy at Walmart. They download it, and you can't really track the number from there. So, and I think the other important scam that's out there with the nicer weather coming is having door-to-door salesmen. And I think a lot of elderly fall victim to that as well.
Right.
They come to your door, saying that they want to pave your driveway or put a roof on or whatever, any work to be done. And at the same time, you get somebody who distracts you, and another person goes and being into
Into
your
the
house.
house, yeah.
So you got to be really cognizant of that too. Make sure your doors are locked.
That's
and-
scary.
Yeah.
That's very
And
scary.
if you see anybody suspicious, obviously call the police department, and we'll come out and we'll verify the information.
Yeah, because they can't go door to door without a permit or something, right? So
They're not supposed to, but if you get somebody who's
no,
in
but
a
that's
scam,
what
yeah.
I'm saying. If somebody's scamming, at least if you call a police department, you can find out if they're legit or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I think in Littleton too, along with the permit, the town clerk, doesn't she ask for a badge with a face picture now?
Yeah, I believe that they have to
Yeah,
show.
they have to
it.
show.
So you could ask for that
Yes.
to be
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, definitely ask for. a
But I
picture.
suppose a legit group could follow those rules and still,
Good. Anything's possible.
Yeah.
Just-
That's a little scary. I don't answer the door.
Well, you're kind of up in the woods. Somebody could really get in your house and
they
you
could.
wouldn't know.
My house, yes.
Yeah. I'm on a well-traveled street
You
with
are.
the police. They go by my house all the time. Maybe nobody will try anything.
No, we're too far back off the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was a little upsetting to hear quite so many things, but I think our audience will really benefit from that, and maybe it will lead to helping somebody and keeping them from being scammed.
Right.
Yep, and they can always contact our office or the non-emergency police department line and
Something went wrong.
get additional information on whatever it is that might be concerning them. You know, we'd be happy to advise them.
Okay.
Well, we really appreciate you taking the time
Yes.
to come and talk to
Anytime.
us
Both.
Anytime.
and bring us up to date and, you know, educate the public so that
Right.
we really appreciate it. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I
If
appreciate
you
it.
hear of anything else that's
Yes.
bad,
We do the
please
show every month,
let
so
us
if
know
you
and
want
we'll
to
do
come
it
back,
again.
we're
Sure.
here.
Definitely.
we're not going anywhere. Welcome back. And it was good to have a talk with the police and Amy about that check washing and all the other scams that we have to be aware of in this town. And for the month of April, the Littleton Department of Elder and Human Services has a lot of new activities that are coming up that we would like to talk about today. They are very interesting, and hopefully we will get a lot of people to come to these events.
We've got some new events for the month. One of them is a called a cultural and historical reflection of the 1960s through the music of the Beatles.
Wow,
That sounds
that'll
good.
be fun.
It will be on Thursday, the 21st of April at 1 o'clock in the multipurpose room. And it will be a multimedia presentation with live music, exploring the music of the Beatles and their influence on the cultural landscape. The presenter is Fran Hart, who was a founding member of the Beatles tribute band called Forever Fab. And light refreshments will be served. The event is hosted by the Littleton Council on Aging and is supported in part by a grant from the Littleton Cultural Council. And there will be no cost for that event.
But you do have to sign up for it.
You have to sign up.
Okay.
Littleton, you have to sign up for most things.
Yes, you do.
We'll say that ahead, right.
Yeah.
Littleton Electric Light and Water Department is once again hosting their annual senior luncheon. That will be on Wednesday, the 20th, April 20th, from 11:30 to 1 o'clock. And it will be a grab-and-go style at El Forno's. There is no cost, but definitely call to sign up. The Veterans Breakfast in the Senior Diner with the help of the Littleton Police and Fire Departments is on April 27th at 7:30 a.m. There is no cost, but call to register, and for this number, call 978-540-2475. Another event in April, we got lots of new events, will be an Earth Day celebration luncheon, which will be on Friday, April 22nd at 12 o'clock in the multipurpose room. And that is sponsored by Rivercourt Residences. They're hosting the luncheon. Space is limited to only 50 people, so be sure to register early. The regular number, 978-540-2470. And you will leave after the luncheon with an exciting Earth Day gift or surprise.
Good, very good.
Good.
And the Littleton High School Drama Club is presenting Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella on April 8th and 9th at 7 p.m. On April 8th and 9th at 7 p.m. and on April 9th and 10th at 1 p.m. at the Littleton School Auditorium. Tickets are $12 and for students and seniors are $10.
There you go.
So
You'll be right.
they're available at the door, or you can go online, as I did this week, and ordered my tickets ahead of time. And Cinderella, really? Isn't everybody going to go see Cinderella? I know somebody's going to go see Cinderella. So, yes.
Yes.
And then Shine is accepting new appointments. If you would like to review your existing medical and prescription drug coverage, you would call 978-540-2470 to arrange a one-on-one meeting with a counselor over the phone. Appointments fill up fast, so if you need an appointment, call soon. Pickleball membership members get access to the Littleton Park and Rec nets, and reservation of pickleball courts are no additional fee. Memberships are for the calendar year. Littleton Seniors rate is $35, and you would call Park and Rec directly at 978-540-2490. And a heads up for the month of May, in honor of Mental Health Awareness Month, the Littleton EHS and the Littleton Coalition Against Addiction will be hosting a mental health fair on Saturday the 21st from 10 to 1. This is a family-friendly event with music, resources, a food truck, and free yoga classes and more.
And that's at Fay Park.
Oh, it's going to be at Fay
It's at
Park.
Fay Park.
Okay. There are many continuing programs, such as blood pressure screening Tuesdays from 10 to 12 noon in room 230, podiatry clinic on Friday the 29th between 10 and 2 with a cost of $35. A walking club. Are you looking for exercise, fresh air, and time to chat with friends? Every Wednesday morning at the track at the Russell Street School, 9 to 10, call to sign up.
And
That's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow. And I also saw that at least tomorrow, I think, one of the police the police department is going to join and walk too. So it was being called Walk and Chat.
Oh,
So you could chat with police or each other, but
okay.
I did see that the police
I'm
were
glad
going
I
to be
decided
there.
to go tomorrow.
The police were going to be there tomorrow to chat with you.
Okay. Craft class.
Class. That's
That's Sue and I.
and Kathy.
And Kathy is Wednesday, April 13th from 1 to 3 in the multipurpose room. And this month we will be painting large wooden eggs for your door or your wall. The cost is $3. Space is limited, so call to register. Loving Stitches is Monday from 12 to 2. This group makes items to be donated to a variety of charities. Yarn, needles, as well as patterns are available. If you love needlework, enjoy being with a friend, and wish to help others, then this is a group for you. Call for more information or just show up.
You've got a lot to say today.
I'm talking like a crazy
You've
person.
got a lot to say today.
Golly gee. Tiger Tech Technology Help,
Help.
that's something brand new.
It is.
And it is a Tiger Tech student group at the Littleton High School. And they meet on Thursdays from 2 to 3 via Zoom. And they can help answer your questions. They can help with any tech problems with your phone, your tablet, or your computer. Call to sign up and receive a Zoom link.
Right.
And it's now your turn.
And on that tech help one that we've talked about that one before, but evidently now they've got a set time that you can go and they'll be there to help you
Oh, okay.
on a Zoom event, which
Okay.
sounds interesting. Continuing with computer ideas, Bill Vale's virtual computer classes are held on Thursdays from 10:30 to 12. Again, you have to call to register to be put on the list and to get the Zoom link. And there are different topics each month. These month's topics are email, contacts and address book, Google Drive applications, Google Photos, and security and privacy. And you don't have to do them all. You can just sign up for the ones
the
that
one
are
you want.
most
Pick and
interested in.
choose. Okay.
The mystery bag program, which has been very successful and very popular, is continuing.
Yeah.
The bag is filled with word puzzles and other activities, and that for this month can be picked up on Thursday, April 21st. between 12:15 and 1:15 in the courtyard. And the library and EHS has the book and a bite. Seniors can request a book, and a volunteer will deliver it to your home, and along with a special treat.
Right.
And again, call to sign up. They will also give you help in choosing books if you're not sure what book you might want. The women's breakfasts, Wednesday, April 13th from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. And the men's breakfast is April 20th from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. And both of those are in the senior diner. And a hot made-to-order breakfast is provided, and the cost is a $3 donation.
And I've been going to those the last 3 months. And this past month, it was Belgian waffles.
Oh, yeah.
Very good, and there's always fruit. And it's a good breakfast, and it's a good 1 hour get together and hang out for a few minutes.
Go with friends, have a good time.
Yeah.
And then every Thursday at noon, lunch is served in the senior diner, soup and sandwich. And again, sign up in advance so that they know how many to prepare for.
And
It's back to you.
back to me again. Continuing programs also include some favorites, of course. There's Mahjong on Tuesdays from 1 to 4. There's bingo on Fridays at 1 o'clock. There's line dancing on Monday, 11:15 to 12:15 if you're just starting out, and 12:15 to 1:15 if you're a pro. Tai Chi Mondays at 11. Chair yoga on Mondays, 12:15 to 1:30. Stretch and flex on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11:15 to 12:15. And yoga for strength and balance on Wednesday, 9:30 to 10:30.
If we did all of those exercise things,
We would be in shape.
we'd be in good shape.
For all of these activities, please call the office at 978-540-2470 to register.
Right. Wow.
That was a lot to say.
Right, we had a lot.
Yeah.
April certainly is going to be a very busy month, and the Department of Elder and Human Services always welcomes suggestions and new ideas. If there's a class or a group or an activity or a game that you would like to see, please let them know, and call Nicole at 978-540-2475 or email Nicole at the address. The Elder and Human Services wants ideas, and I think we could say that for us too. If you've got ideas out there that you'd like to have us do on the show, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, or if you want us to interview anybody in particular, if you have thoughts on things that you don't know a lot about, we're glad to go research it, and we'll bring it here, and we'll do whatever we can to promote help and understanding of how the town works. May is going to be a really, really big month. We've got town meeting coming on May 2nd, and I heard today that we will be voting for the plans for the senior center.
Yes.
And that will be voted at May town meeting, so we all want to be there and maybe finally get what we've been waiting for so many years.
Right. Plans may not be complete, but we're definitely voting at town meeting for
Right,
design plans and for
starting the whole.
starting the whole process, right? So
And
that
there'll
it
be
doesn't go on a few more months.
And there
before-
will be a lot of information
Right,
in
coming out.
April that you will see discussing it, talking about town meeting, talking about the articles that we need to get this rolling.
Right, so-
There's also going to be a couple more big surprises in May. I know the craft class is going to have a big surprise in May, but we're going to
Okay.
keep it a secret for now.
We're
But you're all going to want to come.
busy, busy, busy.
Yes.
And stay tuned and stay informed.
Oh, definitely.
That's the big thing.
Definitely.
So thank you again for watching, and we hope we've piqued your interest in some of the many activities that the EHS COA present. And remember to call to sign up, 978-540-2470.
And we'll see you next
We'll see
month.
you next month.